Hey everybody, welcome back to the Branson Show. My name is Dane Braden, and today we are joined by Alderman Larry Milton, representative of Ward 2 for the City of Branson. How are you, Larry?
I'm doing great, thanks, Dane.
Thank you for taking the time to sit down and discuss the latest mandates with us in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, you may recall last week, Larry joined us to discuss mandates that were put in place as of last Thursday. Since that time, there have been more developments. The City Council had an emergency meeting, I believe, Monday night, where new mandates were put in place. And so we want to go right to the source, which is why we've got you with us here, Larry. We want to know what this new mandate is and cover some common questions that we're coming across. And then I would be interested to know what brought about the Monday night meeting so soon after the Thursday meeting. Was there new developments in our community, or how did this come about?
Yeah, well, after our Thursday meeting, we put in place the 25% capacity for stores and the limit of 10 individuals. After getting more information and more guidance from the medical community, they were strongly recommending us to put more restrictions in place to slow down the COVID-19 virus.
So did that information or that urging come on the heels of Thursday night's meeting?
Actually came after Thursday night's meeting. When we met on Thursday, we thought we were putting into place the mandate based on the information we had at that time. And then after getting further guidance and direction from the medical community, it was felt that we needed to put more mandates in place.
I see. Okay. So after having that meeting on Monday night, what is the new mandate for the City of Branson that we're looking at now?
Well, we still have the 25% rule, which, as a recap, any facility that is allowed to be open must maintain 25% occupancy of the total occupancy allowed for the structure. So if there's a building that's has an occupancy rating for 100, the 25% still applies. So that would be 25 people, which includes employees.
Okay.
We still keep in place the no gatherings of more than 10. We clarified that. On Thursday, we were using the terms no more than 10. We clarified that to be more than 10. So 10 is allowed, more than 10 is not.
Okay.
We also put in place, and on Monday's mandate is based on the medical community. We decided that it would be safer for our community to allow essential businesses to remain open, and non-essential businesses had to be closed. There again, with the spirit of not spreading the virus.
Okay. So one of the major questions that we've got right off the bat is there a good rule of thumb for what would be considered an essential business versus a non-essential business?
Yeah, in fact, just so I'm accurate, I'm going to go ahead and read this off.
Oh, perfect.
It's essential business is a business critical to the well-being of the citizens' infrastructure of the city and is defined specifically as follows. Daycare facilities, which serves employees of essential businesses, healthcare facilities, grocery stores, convenience food stores, service stations, drugstores, pharmacies, public service or telecommunication facilities, financial institutions, law firms, accounting firms, government office and facilities, lodging establishments, and restaurants.
Okay. And I would imagine with there being a caveat on restaurants where you can do drive-through or takeout, but not dining in. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Excellent.
And after this, and what we also did in Monday's meeting is we knew there were going to be a lot of, well, what about me? Am I essential? We were in this meeting for 2.5 hours, but we knew we didn't cover all essential businesses. So we provided our emergency management team, which is Chief Ted Martin and Administrator Stan Dobbins, that between the two of them, they could make exceptions to this essential business rule. And this may be a good time. Things that have come up since the Monday mandate is construction companies.
Yes.
So construction companies are allowed to continue operating. And what I'm told is it's to continue existing building permits, existing construction, but they will not allow any new construction to start.
Okay. That's encouraging, though. I myself am in the real estate industry, so of course I was quite curious as to whether or not construction could continue, but also as to whether or not I can actively practice real estate, conduct closings, things of that nature.
Well, that was a clarification after our Monday meeting also. Escrow companies are under the essential business. Real estate agents are allowed to practice real estate with a high level of the social distancing, disinfecting,
Yes.
all the things that we all want to do.
Yes.
But I know real estate agents was an amendment, if you will. Also, veterinary clinics.
Yeah.
And I'm told that's for emergencies. If you're up for your annual pet checkup, let's hold off on those, but emergencies.
Yep.
What else was there? Just recently, today, received some communication from some of the golfing industry. And so a draft that is being prepared now, I don't know that it's out yet or not, so let me just clarify that what I'm about to share may or may not be the final, but it is in draft form.
Okay.
But the intent is golf courses will be allowed to be open, clubhouses will remain closed, golfers must limit one cart per person, and after each round, the carts are to be disinfected. There again, the one person per cart is to maintain the social distancing.
That makes sense to me.
I would assume that will come out later today. I can't imagine it going past tomorrow.
Well, that's great news, and that actually reminded me of another question. We had a lot of people writing to us and saying, well, at first it was like, okay, we'll go outside and do outdoor activities like the parks and the trails. After the latest mandate, they were concerned and or confused, like, well, wait a minute, do we have to stay inside? Can we still go out and do outdoor activities so long as there are not groups of more than 10 and obviously keeping that social distance? But so to simplify the question, under the current mandate, could people still go out and do public parks and hiking trails and things of that nature, or is that off the table for now?
Well, we've had some lengthy discussions. I've had lengthy discussions today with our city administrator and our assistant city administrator, and because I've had a lot of requests about that. What it boiled down to was the city did close all parks and trails.
Okay.
And the question was, well, can the community still use the trails and still use the parks if there's no social distancing? Our emergency management team came back and felt very strongly that there'd be no way to monitor that. They want to keep the parks and trails closed. There's bathrooms, there's equipment or picnic tables that will continue to spread. And so even though we're all agreeing to enjoy the outdoors, I guess the message now is, yes, let's enjoy the outdoors, but the parks and trails are closed. So let's use maybe the lake area or different outside areas other than city-owned property.
Okay. Well, and at the end of the day, it seems like this goes back to it's better to be safe than sorry.
Correct.
Yeah. And getting back to the construction application. So if I understood you correctly, basically, if this is a new construction project where ground has already been broken, the construction process has already started, then they can go ahead and continue on and complete that project. However, if this was a new lot, they haven't broken ground yet, haven't poured a foundation, they can't start from scratch, but they can finish what they've already started under the current mandate. Is that correct?
That's correct. Okay. And practicing social distancing.
Okay. So I guess that would beg the question, are construction crews limited to 10 people or less?
Yes, they are.
Okay. Good to know. And I appreciate the fact that you put a couple gentlemen in positions of power to make exceptions to this rule if need be. And I believe you said that was the city administrator, Stan
Dobbins,
and Fire Chief Ted Martin.
That's correct.
And is there a hotline, an email address, a website, some sort of resource that people can go to with questions about whether or not an exception could be made for their business?
There is, and I'm looking it up as we talk.
Okay. Okay, and that phone number is 417-243-2780. Again, that's 417-243-2780. And when we put this interview out on the Branson Show today, we will be sure to include that phone number in the caption for you.
That's great.
Yeah. And it's great that it worked out this way, because we're speaking with you today, and later this afternoon we actually have an interview with Ted Martin scheduled. So he will be a great one to talk to about exceptions to the rule, amendments, and then of course what is being done or what is currently in place in regards to our community's emergency management systems. And he is the head of that, is that correct?
That is correct.
Excellent. So as it stands, we have a new mandate in place, and I appreciate the clarification that you've given us on many of the questions. As it currently stands, do we have another city council meeting scheduled soon, or what does the forecast look like in the near future?
There are no scheduled meetings. We are ready to meet at a moment's notice should any changes occur. And we're obviously anxiously awaiting to give the all clear sign. We don't see that in the foreseeable future. But as this evolves and develops, it feels like it's changing on an hourly or daily basis.
Yeah.
That your city council will get back together and make any other adjustments as needed.
Excellent. And I know that you've spoken about this before. I'm going to bring it up again. For those citizens who are concerned, interested, want to have their voice be heard, want to express their opinion, want to reach out to their local representatives, what are the best ways for them to go about doing that?
Actually, on our city website, there is a tremendous amount of information. I need to highly compliment Chad and our IT department within the city. They have a website now that keeps a current update on cases, on what to do if this happens. It's very, very extensive. So for that, what's on the website should answer so many questions, and I think it'll cause some calming if everybody would get on the site, read what's on the site, and then we're all playing on an even field.
Yeah.
So if you go to cityofbranson.org, when you go to the website, there's a big red button. It says COVID-19. Click on that red button and you will be amazed at the amount of information that the City of Branson has put out on our website.
Fantastic. When we release this interview, we'll put up that that hotline number for exceptions to the mandate, and we will also put a link to the city's website as an additional resource.
Yeah, and it just went up about an hour ago, so you can say it went up at around noon today.
Okay, excellent. And for those of you watching, I would strongly encourage you to go to this source. You cannot trust everything you see or hear on TV. You certainly can't trust everything you see, hear, or read online or on social media. You want to get the most accurate information possible. We here at the Branson Show believe that one of the best ways to do that is to go straight to the source, which is why we appreciate you coming on the show, Larry. But yeah, please do go check out that resource. It sounds like our city has put a lot of time and effort into making this information available to the public. So make sure you educate yourself, get the facts, go right to the source, and don't buy into rumors, speculation, and conjecture. It's not going to help anybody.
That's right.
Well, Larry, you have been very generous with your time. I appreciate the clarification that you've offered us and the information and resources. We will be meeting with Ted Martin this afternoon, and I hope to be speaking with you soon, and hopefully under happier circumstances where we're given the all clear.
I appreciate you, Dane, for getting the word out. That's a great. This is great for our community to stay informed with the facts.
Well, thank you very much, Larry. You have a great day. Stay safe and stay inside, and we will do the same.
Thanks, Dane.
All right. Thank you.